Hey, Judge.
Hey, you ready?
I am.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Judge Law, and we're going to begin with our first appearance calendar for misdemeanor cases with the State Court of Fulton County. Today is February 28th, 2025, 26, excuse me. These are cases in which individuals were recently arrested and booked at the jail. Soon after being booked in, your cases were formally accused by the prosecutor, who is the Solicitor General of Fulton County. When I address each of your cases, I will let you know what is your new case number, the charges brought against you, to appoint counsel for you where necessary, set a bond, and give you a court date if required. If you're still detained at the facility, your next court date will be March 12th at 9 a.m. And that will also be a virtual proceeding. So those who plan to attend, please make sure you get a Zoom link. With regards to bond, some may qualify for a signature bond in which you would not have to pay for your bond today, but you will have to comply with certain strict conditions, including reporting to court at all times. Otherwise, you may qualify for what we call a surety bond, in which you can pay for the bond either out of your own pocket or through a bonding company. Others may receive a cash bond. Please remember that when we are addressing your cases, you all have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you in the treatment of your case. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you. Who are we addressing first?
Position 15-1-5.
Okay. Deshaun Snulligan is
Yeah.
accused of criminal trespass from February 27, 2026. Mr. Snulligan, I understand, is a co-defendant along with position 6. Is that correct? Our French interpreter case?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right.
Position is Brandon Hoskins.
All right. So in the meantime, with regards to Mr. Snulligan, he's accused of criminal trespass, 26 CR 1365B from February 27th of this year. Any priors?
Snulligan 7. You got open theft by receiving 2 counts. Driving without a valid license and driving on the wrong way of a one-way. It's a 17 SC case. So
Okay.
2021 fade to appear, 2019 fade to appear. That's all.
Thank you. Ms. Brooks? Ms. Sandra
Ye-
Brooks?
Yes, Your Honor. For this case, we are asking for $1,000 surety bond based on his past warnings. In addition to that, we are asking to stay away from the Georgian Terrace Hotel and parking garage located at the 659 Peachtree Street Northeast. Also, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Mr. Tamani?
Thank you, Judge. And I maybe I just didn't realize this, but Mr. Snulligan is co-defendants with
Position
Mr.
6.
Hoskins.
Yeah.
I said
I
it
did-
wrong. It should be the Paper Malik Guinea. I guess that's how
Yeah.
you say it.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the
Well, I did
French
speak with
opinion.
both of them, but yeah, Mr. Guinea is the French speaker, so I'm not. Maybe
Okay.
they were just found. Maybe the allegation is they were found at the same place. But as for Mr. Snulligan, he's 28 years old. He's been living in Atlanta for the past 6 years. He's originally from Tennessee. He's been doing temp service work part-time for the past few months, and he does not have family in the area. He told me that he likely would not be able to make a surety bond in this case. So for that reason, Your Honor, we would just respectfully ask Your Honor to consider a signature bond.
All right. Bond is going to be set at $35. It's going to be a cash bond only, and he's to stay away from the Georgia Terrace Hotel, the entire hotel, and the parking lot. And he has to stay 200 yards away. So that's quite a distance away from that property. Address is 659 Peachtree Street in Atlanta, Georgia. Next court date is March 12th. Thank you.
I haven't seen the detail. Next case is position 6.
Okay. And Mr. Timani, since you cannot represent the co-defendant, I will appoint Miss Maureen McLeod to represent him. Ms. Haki Zamana, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the translation you provide will be true and accurate without any changes or embellishments?
I do.
Thank you. This is State versus Papa Malik Gui. Is
Ça,
it?
c'est
Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. If you can tell me what it is.
ça, c'est l'État contre Monsieur Papa Malik Gueye. Est-ce que c'est prononcé correctement? Comment est-ce que vous prononcez votre nom?
Papa Malik Gay.
Gay, okay. And Mr. Gay, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and if you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you.
Monsieur Gay, vous avez le droit de rester silencieux. Si vous décidez de rester silencieux, ça ne sera pas porté contre vous. Vous avez aussi le droit à un avocat. Si vous ne pouvez pas vous permettre de payer un avocat, on peut vous donner on vous donnera un avocat gratuit.
You've been charged with a misdemeanor crime of criminal trespass at the Georgian Terrace Hotel, and you've been arrested along with a co-defendant, Mr. Snulligan.
Monsieur, et vous avez été accusé d'une entrée sans permission à Georgian Terrace Hotel et vous avez un autre qui était accusé en même temps que vous, Monsieur Stonegan.
Because you're a co-defendant, the Public Defender's Office cannot represent you. I will appoint a separate attorney to represent you. Her name is Maureen McLeod.
Comme vous êtes accusé, vous êtes défendant avec une autre personne, on ne peut pas vous donner la même défense, le même avocat. Donc, on va vous donner un nouvel avocat. Elle s'appelle Maureen. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Could you
No
repeat her
problem.
last name?
Maureen McLeod.
On va vous donner un autre avocat et son nom, c'est Maureen McLeod.
As I'm saying it, I realize I mispronounced her name too. It's Maureen McLeod, isn't it? Mr. Jordan?
McLeod.
McLeod. Okay, I said it right. Okay. Any priors for Mr. Guy?
Est-ce qu'il y a eu d'autres accusations auparavant pour Monsieur Gay?
Third arrest,
C'est le troisième arrêt.
2024 PI conviction,
Et il a été convaincu en 2024.
2023 illegal alien arrest,
En 2023, il a été arrêté comme un immigrant illégal.
and the booking showed he was homeless, and that is all.
Et aussi, il a été intimement arrêté comme sans-abri.
Miss Morris?
Your Honor, similar to his co-defendant, the state will be asking for a cash bond. We are asking for a $100 cash bond based on his history that the court just heard. In addition to that, we are asking that we do a stay away for the Georgia Terrace Hotel, which is located, I think it's 659
Peachtree.
Peachtree Road, as well as the Stay 200. And it's parking garage as well, because it seems to be this is where this incident took place. And also ask that he remain at least 200 feet from that location, the garage as well as the hotel as well.
Mr. Tamani?
Donc, on va
I'm sorry.
demander une caution de $100 en payé cash en liquide. Et donc, aussi qu'il ne doit pas s'approcher de l'hôtel Georgia Terrace Hotel qui est à 659 Peachtree Road et aussi avec le garage qui est attaché. Et il doit rester au moins 200 mètres de l'hôtel et du garage.
I was going to say, Mr. Timani, I know you've spoken to him, but I can only allow conflict counsel to address this case.
I understand that, Judge.
Oh, Mr. Haki Simana, could you translate that portion?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Je comprends que vous, Monsieur Timani, je comprends que vous lui avez parlé, mais je ne peux permettre quand même d'adresser son cas.
His bond is $35. It is a cash bond. His next court date is March 12th. He is to stay 200 yards away from the Georgia Terrace Hotel and the parking garage. If he fails to comply, he will be arrested again and his bond could be revoked.
Donc, sa caution est de 35 $. Et la prochaine fois qu'il va apparaître, ça sera le 12 mars à 9 heures. Et donc, il doit rester à 200 mètres de l'hôtel, Georgia Terrace Hotel et du garage. Et s'il ne respecte pas les conditions d'arrêt, il sera encore arrêté.
Thank you.
Merci.
Next case.
Do-
All right, Miss Hakisamana, thank you so much. And I just want to make sure, do we need a French interpreter for any other cases?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you so much. You enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, Judge.
Who's the next case?
Position 3.
This is State versus Christopher, oh, excuse me, wrong number. This is State versus Brittany Brown. Miss Brown has got 8 misdemeanor charges stemming from a traffic incident of November 13th, 2025. Her accusation number is 26 CR 1363J. The charges are fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer, failure to obey signs or control devices, hit and run, failure of the driver to return to the scene of the accident, failure to obey a stop sign. Count 5 is improper or erratic lane change. Count 6 is driving on the wrong side of the road. Count 7 is driving while license suspended or revoked. And count 8, reckless driving. You've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Ms. Armstrong. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
23. You gotta
Repeat.
open
How many?
23.
23 cycles, okay?
Gotta open suspended license out of Fayette County. Open suspended license out of Tift County. 2024 FTA, 21 FTA. 2020 DUI, suspended license conviction. 2019 trespass conviction. 2018 suspended license NOLO.
Thank you. Ms. Morris?
Your Honor, the state is asking for a total bond of $8,000 surety with a breakdown of $1,000 on each of the 8 charges. That is based on the nature of the charges, Your Honor, as you have read the warrant. In addition to that, we did want to put on the record that this case has been submitted to the DA's office for felony treatment, as statutorily this should be a felony. And so we will wait to see whether that is effectively transferred. But for now, the state is asking for that $8,000 surety bond. Of course, we're asking that she does not drive without a valid license in this particular case.
Ms. Armstrong?
Your Honor, we're asking for a bond if the court would consider no more than $5,000 total. Ms. Brown has a 13-year-old child at home. She's self-employed. Nothing further, Judge.
1, 2, at least 2 open suspended licenses, so this will be her 3rd one. 2 FTAs within the last 5 or 6 years, and a DUI. No, I'm going to go with the state's recommendation. $1,000 on each count, $8,000 surety bond. Next court date's March 12th. She's not to consume any illegal drugs, no alcoholic beverages, and not allowed to own or possess any firearms. And she is not allowed to operate a motor vehicle unless she shows proof that she has a valid and current C-class driver's license. She has adequate insurance, and the vehicle is registered in her name. Thank you.
Hey, Judge. According to the booking sheet that I have, she has 4 counts of failure to obey stop sign. What the state gonna do?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We submitted a NOD for those. You
For
should
3
have
of them?
3 for the stop sign. I think it was 1 failure to obey a traffic control device. So it should be 4 separate counts that I submitted an NOD for.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So do you have 8 charges in all?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
Position number 5. Come on.
Markeisha Dallas is accused of battery from February 27th of this year, 26 CR 1357D. Ms. Dallas, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is going to be Ms. Armstrong. Any priors? Mr. Howard?
I'm just talking. First arrest.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Morris?
The state is asking for a $2,000 signature bond in this case and no violent contact with Jason Parker. In this particular case, nothing further from the state.
Any objection, Ms. Armstrong?
No objection, Judge.
All right. Her bond's going to be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. No further violent contact with Jason Parker, which means that you can communicate and be in the same room with Mr. Parker, but there cannot be any physical or violent verbal altercations that would involve the police. Otherwise, you could be arrested again, and this signature bond will disappear. While you are reporting to pretrial once a month, you are to complete 4 anger awareness classes, and they must be completed within the first 6 months of being released. You're not to consume any illegal drugs and no alcoholic beverages. Thank you.
Let's see. Position number 5 on the add-on calendar.
Good evening.
Did you say 5?
On the add-on.
Okay, I only saw 3, but oh my gosh, it's increased from the last time I saw it. Okay, I have Jennifer Williams, case 26 CR 1367E, accused of theft by taking from October 6, 2025. Ms. Williams, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is going to be, is it going to be Mr. Timani or Ms. Armstrong? Is yours?
I spoke with Ms. Williams, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any priors, Mr. Howard?
No.
Okay. And Ms. Morris, what's the recommendation?
The state is asking for a $5,000 surety bond on this case. We're also asking no contact with Austin Clayton. Those are the traditional spellings of the name. And also a stay away from 261 Old Holcomb Bridge Road. I know Your Honor read the warrant in this particular case. It could have
I can honestly say I didn't, because I just got, this was just Spragovies.
The facts in this particular case is that Ms. Williams used the key that she was given by the victim, went inside the home and stole television and PlayStation, and she was caught on camera doing such. Initially, officers went out for a potential burglary, and then upon video evidence, realized that it was Ms. Williams who did go in and take these items. So the state is asking, due to the nature of the charge and how this was done, that a 5K surety and those conditions be put in place.
So is the property belong to Stephen Pass? You mentioned a different name.
Yes, let me make sure I have the right person. Correct. Stephen Pass, P-A-S-S. I apologize.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Armstrong, the bond's going to be set at 10,000. It's going to be a signature bond through pretrial services, level 2, to stay away from 261 Old Holcomb Bridge Way in Roswell, Georgia, and have no contact with Stephen Pass. She will report to pretrial services twice a month. And if she gets arrested again for anything else, or if she violates the conditions of this bond will be converted to a $10,000 cash bond. The next court date will be sent to her current address. Do we have one? Ms. Armstrong, do we have one?
I can confirm, well, is my understanding that the address that was on file, rather that's with the court, is the one that where notice will go.
I have a 363 Upper Riverdale Road, apartment B47 in Riverdale, Georgia. Is that your current address?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your next court date will be sent to that address, and if you don't appear, make sure you bring $10,000 with you when you come to jail. Thank you.
Position number 9.
Anna Kemp is accused of possession of dangerous drugs, February 27th of this year, case number 26CR 1353A. Ms. Kemp, you've been advised of your rights and your attorney is Ms. Armstrong. Any priors? None?
First.
First, okay. Ms. Brooks, any objection to a signature bond?
One moment, Your Honor.
She did go to felony earlier, I was told. I think it was a 7,000 good bond. Just
It
FYI.
was.
Okay, you saw it. Okay.
I'm just seeing her notes. So yes, Your Honor, the state will object to a signature bond. We are asking for at least $5,000 surety bond based upon the facts in this case, especially since this was dealing with someone practicing without a medicine license, and also the selling of the lidocaine and unprescribed medication.
Okay, thank you. Bond is going to be set at 5,000. It's going to be a signature bond through pretrial services. She can begin reporting to pretrial once she posts her felony bond. This will be on a level 2 reporting basis. She will also not have any illegal drugs and no prescription drugs in her home or in her possession unless they are specifically prescribed for her own personal use and in a quantity for her own personal use. Otherwise, she cannot be within a dwelling where there are prescription drugs for anybody else or for sale or anything to that effect. Is that understood?
Yeah, ma'am.
All right. Of course, if you get arrested again for same or similar offense, please remember to bring $5,000 with you when you come back to jail.
Okay.
Make sure we have a current address on you and your next court date will be sent to that address. Thank you.
Position 16, 16.
Okay. Casey Stone is accused of criminal trespass causing damage to property from February 12th of this year. Case 26CR 1366B. Ms. Stone, you've been advised of your rights and your attorney is Ms. Armstrong. Any priors?
First, a resident of South Carolina. That's it.
Okay. And Ms. Brooks, Sandra Brooks?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is asking for a $2,000 signature bond. Stay away and no further contact with Mr. Jabari Flutz. Stay away from that address, 415 Fairborn Road, Southwest Apartment 803. Also, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Is this in South Fulton?
If I'm not mistaken, let me see. Don't have South Fulton, Your Honor.
Ms. Armstrong, is your client planning to return to South Carolina or does she have another residence?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that she does have a residence in moving to South Carolina may be in the stars, so to speak. But of course, we would not object to a signature bond if the court would consider one.
Okay, yeah, it's in Atlanta, according to the warrant. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. It's a signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. She will report to pretrial once a month. She's to have no further contact with Jabari and Ramses Fultz, Fultz, and stay away from 415 Fairburn Road in Southwest Atlanta. No illegal drugs, no alcoholic beverages, and no weapons and firearms. She will also complete 4 anger awareness classes with pretrial, and they must be completed within 6 months of being released. Thank you.
All right, next I have Cassandra Jenkins with no position number.
Cassandra Jenkins? May I have a booking number?
260-3553.
Wasn't this NOD?
Miss
Yes.
Morris or Miss Zanderbergs?
Yes, it was NOD.
Okay, the whole case, right?
Correct. She only had
Okay.
one charge.
All right. For Miss Jenkins, her charge has been dismissed by the state. So unless she has any other holes, she's free to go.
All right, we're gonna start with position 1.
Demetric James, is that correct? Demetric James Barnes, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Barnes is accused of battery from February 27th of this year, case 26 CR 1358E. Mr. Barnes, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Mr. Tamani. Any priors?
21.
Thank you.
2022 obstruction, possession of a firearm by convicted felon, or felony first offender. Theft of lost and mislaid property. That was out of DeKalb County. He is wanted out of DeKalb. 2017 battery DV, second subsequent conviction. And before that was a 02 cruise in the first. That's all.
Miss Morris, what's the recommendation for Mr. Barnes?
The state is recommending a $3,000 surety bond in this case, as well as no contact with Jack Carr. That's spelling the CARR, and this is based on his felony history, or just his criminal history. We have him as a convicted felon out of Louisiana. Also here in Georgia, we have at least 2 convictions for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. He also has an armed robbery that was pled down to a robbery where he was convicted of, and at the time of this particular offense, he had an open warrant for failure to appear. Based on that, the state is asking for a $3,000 surety.
Jack Carr, are you on Zoom? If you want to address the court, this is the time to unmute and start your video. All right, Mr. Tamani?
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Barnes is 53 years old. He's a lifelong resident. He's told me that he's a lifelong resident of Atlanta and that he's a butcher at the municipal market. He's been doing that for the past 2 years. He does have some family that lives in Atlanta, but he also did tell me that he would not be able to post his bond as it's currently set at $1,000 surety. And he does get a check, but he won't have access to that from the jail judge. Respectfully, we would just be asking for either a higher signature bond with pretrial service supervision, or for your honor to keep the bond where it's at 1,000 surety.
Bond set at $1,000. It is a surety bond. Next court date is March 12th. To have no further contact with Jack Carr and to stay away from 209 Edgewood Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. Needs to stay 200 yards away from that entire location. Next case.
Position number 2. That was here on the 3rd row.
Todd Beal is accused of battery family violence, case 26 CR 1352L. Incident date is January 24th, 2026. Mr. Beal, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is Mr. Tamani. Any priors?
13. Got FTAs from 2025, 2024. He's on probation for theft by deception out of 1, 2, 3
Thank you.
different counties.
Ms. Morris?
Your Honor, the state is asking for a $2,500 surety bond, no contact with Jada Mack, M-A-C-K, and stay away from the incident location of 777 Memorial Drive, Southeast Atlanta, apartment 1225. And that is based on his criminal history. As mentioned, he has several convictions for theft by deception. He was also on first offender probation at the time of this particular charge. We have had contact with Ms. Mack. She said that she would be on the Zoom. During her contact with our office, she was recanting what she initially told officers in regards to what happened to her. And so if she's here and present, I guess the judge can hear from her if and when the court is ready.
Yes,
Jada
I'm
Mack,
here.
please start
Yes.
your video.
Okay. Hi, how are you today?
Fine. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth subject to the rules of perjury?
I do.
Okay, so let's see now. According to the officer, they responded to a call on January 24th, 2026.
Yes, Your Honor. I just wanted to address my prior statements to law enforcement. At the time, I was experiencing a documented mental health crisis related to my treatment at the U.S. Veteran Affairs. And during that episode, I made assumptions regarding the cause of my injuries at the time. And then I later realized that they were incorrect. So I just wanted to come on here, not to minimize harm or protect him, but to set the record straight and, give you guys an update based on current clarity. I know the states view recanting statements very cautiously. So I just wanted to say my piece and ask that my statement be considered with the bond and contact orders.
Excuse me, Judge.
Okay. There is a witness too.
I'm not sure if the
No, I'm
witness.
not asking you. I'm just
Oh,
reading
okay.
the warrant. And I'm just trying to see whether there's any consistency between what you're saying, what the witness is saying, and what the officer observed.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Beal, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you choose to say can and will be used against you.
And not to interrupt, Judge, but Mr. Beal, I would advise just to not speak during this hearing. There'll be a time and place for us to fight this case.
Judge, if you read the report correctly, uh, the investigator, Terry Curtis, he's claimed that he spoke to me via cell phone and I confirmed details of whatever may have happened. I never spoke to him at all.
No, it wasn't the officer who spoke to you.
Nobody spoke to me. But in the
The officer did not speak to you on the phone, according to the warrant.
in the investigative report or whatever report that is in my file right now, one of the people here, they read it to me and it stated that Terry Curtis stated that he spoke to me and Jada Mack via phone call and that I confirmed what happened and all of this other stuff. And
No, Officer Curtis Terry did not speak to Todd Beal on the phone, according to the warrant.
Okay, Judge.
Mr. Timani?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Beal is 25 years old. He's been living in Atlanta since he was a child. He told me that he works for Sony Publishing. He's been doing publishing and artist development over the past 3 years. Judge, we would just be asking for either, an OR bond with pretrial supervision or a reasonable surety bond in this case.
All right. Anything else?
One more thing. I am a part of the behavioral health treatment court, and I have been complying with the health treatment court since I began that treatment in October. I have not had a negative screen. I haven't had a negative UA. I have not had any negative feedback from the judge other than get there on time. And
So let's talk about the legal status. According to your GCIC, you have a failure to appear from 2025, from 2024, and you have an outstanding probation violation.
Judge, I recently.
And under the new law passed last year, you don't qualify for a signature bond with these issues on your record.
Understandable, Judge.
Okay. So your bond is going to be set at $1,500. It's going to be a surety bond. And you're to have no further violent contact with Miss Jada Mack. You're not to have any illegal drugs. You're not to consume any alcoholic beverages. and by law, you're not allowed to own or possess any firearms. Your next court date will be March 12th.
Okay, and you said I have an outstanding probation violation?
I have a probation violation on your record for
Okay,
what was read to me. Yeah,
There, bro.
huh? Thank you. Next case,
Add on number 2.
number 2. Okay. This is Brandon Hoskins, case 26 CR 1369B. Mr. Hoskins is charged with criminal trespass from February 27, 2026. Mr. Hoskins, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is going to be Mr. Timani. Any priors?
21. Got an open ag assault, terrorist threats, 25 SC 006341. Open obstruction out of Lovejoy on probation in Clayton County for another ag assault. 2026 probation, 23 failure to appear, and a 23 parole violation. That's it.
Parole violation, okay. Miss Morris?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is asking for a $3,000 surety bond in this particular case. The facts of this case is that Mr. Hoskins was in a relationship with Destiny Triplet. Her name is spelled Destyni. Last name is Triplett. She did not want to rekindle that relationship, which caused him to come over to the home. He did intentionally kicked in her door, damaging that frame, thus necessitating the criminal trespass and damage to property charge. The state is asking that he has no contact with Miss Triplet. We have had a conversation with her, and she is afraid of Mr. Hoskins and has had previous incidents and does not want to have any contact with him. We're asking for a stay away from 4425 Ravenwood Drive. That's in Union City. Also, to remain at least 200 yards away from Miss Triplet. This is based on the fact of the criminal history you just heard. He did serve 7 years on an aggravated assault, and it included the possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and then came out on 8 years probation. He is serving on that probation. And of course, he does have those probation violations as well as parole violations, and 21 cycles in his history. And so because of that, the state is asking for this particular bond with the current conditions as well.
Destiny Triplet, if you're on Zoom and want to address the court, this is the time to unmute and start your video. Right.
Hello.
Yes, get out of bed. Get out of bed. Get out of
Okay.
bed. Get out of bed. You're in a courtroom. You're not in a boudoir.
You're right.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right. So is the prosecutor correct? You don't want to have any contact with him and you're afraid of him?
Correct.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
I
I had a question. Is the property at Ravenwood Drive, is that a rental or do you own that property?
rent.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Thank you, Miss Triplet. Mr. Timani?
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Hoskins is 35 years old. He's a lifelong resident of the Atlanta area. He advised me that he just got finished with training at Atlanta Gas and Light and that he does live separately from Miss Triplet and he lives in Hampton, Georgia. Moving forward, I've explained to him how the no contact order works, so we shouldn't have any issues with contact. We would just ask for a reasonable bond in this case.
2,000 surety bond, no further contact with Destiny Triplet, and to stay 200 yards away from 4425 Ravenwood Drive, Union City, the entire rental complex, including Miss Triplet's location. 200 yards means that you cannot communicate with her in person through a third party, mail, email, phone, computers, and even on social media. If you violate these conditions, you could be arrested again and be placed in a no bond status. You don't qualify for a signature bond because of your multiple FTAs as well as your parole and probation violations. Thank you. Yes, ma'am, sir?
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Ms. Triplett does have items of mine that I have been trying to retrieve over a long period of time that she won't.
So this is what you're going to do.
Uh,
You can either file after this case is closed off, and if any no contact provisions have already expired, then you can file a civil lawsuit against her and seek the fair market value of your items.
Yes. Yeah.
Next, case.
Add-on number 3.
Second row.
Okay.
Yo. Second row.
This is State versus Christopher Kane O'Brien, case 26 CR 1371A. Mr. O'Brien has got two misdemeanor offenses. Number 1 is a lane violation. Number 2 is a driving under the influence charge, under the influence of alcohol, from February 27, 2026. You've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Mr. Tamani. Any priors?
5. Resident of Charlotte, North Carolina, according to the booking. Got an open false imprisonment battery DV out of Fayette County. Open DUI suspended license out of Fayette County. 2022 DUI conviction. That's it.
So this, when is the other open DUI? Do you have a date, or is this his third DUI in 5?
2024.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Morris?
The state is asking for a total of $4,500, with a breakdown of $3,500 on the DUI charge and $1,000 on the lane violation charge. We're also asking that he does not consume any alcohol or drugs during his bond, while on bond, and no driving without a valid driver's license.
Okay. I had a Zoom user come on. Is this someone who wanted to address the court for Mr. O'Brien?
Yes, this is his father speaking.
All right, sir, if you could put on your video, please.
Okay, let me.
All right, you got it on.
Okay.
And you're not in bed, so that's good. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, I do.
All right, sir, very concerning. This is a third DUI arrest in less than 5 years. What would you like to tell me?
Your Honor, the previous arrests arose around several bad decisions he made during a very toxic relationship. His mom and I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, got him away from that environment, and he's been clean and doing well for over a year. He's gainfully employed, and he came to visit some friends and clearly and obviously made a horrendous mistake and put a lot of people at risk in doing so. He will be living with me in Charlotte, and will be closely monitored and supervised, and will follow obviously any requirements of the court. Thank you.
Mr. Howard, how do you conduct random screens when the individual is out of state?
I don't know how they do that.
Okay.
That's in supervision.
All right. On the lane violation, I'm sorry, Mr. Tamani? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge. I don't have too much to add. You know, Mr. O'Brien's 27 years old. He does live in Charlotte, North Carolina. His family lives there. He does have some family here. He's been working as an associate producer at a film studio in Charlotte. We would just ask for a reasonable bond in this case, Judge.
On the lane violation, it's going to be 500. On the DUI, it's going to be 5,000. This is going to be a 5,500 surety bond. no illegal drugs, no alcoholic beverages, and no weapons and no firearms. If he's going to live in South Carolina, he need to make sure that we have his current mailing address with the court, and we will send him his summons to appear in court. Mr. O'Brien, if you get arrested again, or if you don't show up in court, this bond will be revoked and you will be in a no bond status. Do you understand? Which means that you get to enjoy the accommodations at Fulton County Jail until you go to trial. You are also a strong candidate for the Fulton County DUI Court, which is a program I highly recommend that you consider, or you and your attorney consider, since this is your third DUI arrest in less than 5 years. In the meantime, you're not allowed to operate any motor vehicle, as this is your third DUI arrest. I'm not sure about South Carolina, but Georgia will report this matter to South Carolina DMV, and most likely your license will be suspended. So you're not allowed to operate any motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, adequate insurance, and proper registration.
Yes, Judge.
If you want to make any more dumb decisions in the future, just let me know. I just need to know how expensive to make it for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Second row for me. Add on, number 4.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull up the cases as we move along. This is State versus Joseph Somerville, case number 26 CR 1368Y. Mr. Somerville is accused of public drunk and willful obstruction of an officer from February 27th of this year. You've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Mr. Timani. Any priors?
24. On probation out of Newton County, sale of marijuana. 2024 probation. 2023 disorderly conduct, obstruction, arrest. That's it.
Ms. Morris?
Your Honor, this state is asking for a $2,000 surety bond with a breakdown of $1,000 on each charge, and ask that he not consume any alcohol or drugs while on bond and submit to random screens.
Mr. Timani?
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Somerville is 43 years old. He's a lifelong resident of the Atlanta area. He's been working as a stalker at PVH, which is a retail warehouse. He does have a stable address. Judge, his bond is currently set at $1,380. We would respectfully be asking for a signature bond at this case. He's okay with reporting to pretrial services. But in the alternative, Judge, we would just ask Your Honor to keep the bond at the same amount.
1,500?
It's 1,380 is the current bond total.
Okay. On the public drunk, that's going to be a $25 cash bond. On the willful obstruction, it's going to be a $75 cash bond. This is a $100 cash bond. No alcoholic beverages, and his next court date is going to be March 12th. Thank you.
Second row. All right, position number 7.
I think we're done with the add-on calendar. Okay. This is State versus Willard Harris, accused of simple assault and battery family violence from November 3rd of last year. Case number 26 CR 13628. Mr. Harris, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Mr. Timani. Any priors?
8. On federal probation for possession of cocaine. Another one for possession of cocaine with intent. I got a 2020 probation, 2020 possession of a Schedule 1 or 2 with intent to distribute, sale of marijuana, possession of cocaine with intent, theft by receiving, Possession of a firearm by convicted felon, or felon, first offender, 2 counts, and a parole hold. That's all, Judge.
Topped off with a parole hold. Okay. Miss Morris?
Your Honor, the state is asking for a $5,000 total surety bond in this case, with $2,500 on each charge. There are 2 victims in this case, Tierra McGee as well as Marlon Green. Miss McGee is the wife of the defendant, and Marlon Green is the brother-in-law of the defendant in this particular case. We are asking that he has no contact with either Miss Tierra McGee or Mr. Marlon Green. We're also asking for a stay away from the incident location, which is 6255 Lamp Post Place. This incident involved a handgun and threats to kill everyone in the home. And for the court's information, we have submitted this case for felony upgrade, for felony terroristic threats, as well as potential aggravated assault. We are awaiting to see if this case will be accepted by the DA's office. Until then, this is the amount and conditions the state is asking in this particular case.
Marlon Green or Tierra McGee? If either one of you or both of you are on Zoom and want to address the court, this is the time to do so.
And our office did have contact with Mr. Green, but have not had contact with Miss McGee. And I think Mr. Green has since moved away, but he said that he would not be on the Zoom today.
Okay. Mr. Timani?
Thank you, Judge. One thing I will note is I believe Miss McGee is actually in custody right now. I think they may have been arrested the same day, but she's at the Fulton County Jail, is my understanding. He does live at the listed address with his wife, and he has 4 children, and they live with their parents at that address. The lease is in Mr. Harris's name. Um, Judge, he's 40 years old. He's been living in Atlanta for the past 25 years. His whole family lives in Atlanta. He works at Uppercuts Barber Shop, and he also does security and works in a limousine service. He also said that he could live with his mom if needed, but Judge, I just wanted to note that he does have children that live at the address, and that Miss McGee is not, she's in custody right now.
How do you spell her first name?
I believe it is Tierra, and last name is McGee, unless Mr. Harrison. I don't know if I'm correct with the spelling.
Don't have a Tierra McGee in Fulton County Jail. She arrested elsewhere?
We have the spelling as 1R. Let me
Okay.
look and see. I'll look and see. I'll see if I'll look it up as well, Judge, while Your Honor is looking.
All right. I have a Tierra McGee, 26 PI 001639, and incident date appears to be February 27, 2026. So this is not related to this incident. She's there for a driving incident and possession of scheduled substances. All right. Anything else, Mr. Tamani?
Judge, we would just be asking for a low bond. He does provide for his 4 children, and especially if his wife is in custody on a felony charge, we're just concerned about his children being safe. So we would just be asking for a low bond in this case.
Right. Mr. Harris, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you choose to say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. Did you want to say something, or would you like to exercise your right to remain silent?
Yes, I would like to say something. I never had a parole violation. The charges that were caught were dismissed. All the charges were dismissed. Me and my wife, we do own businesses together. We have kids together. I'd ask them if you like to know physical, or I don't know the exact terminology, but it would be kind of hard for us to continue to run our businesses without contact together. And that's how we provide for our children.
You do what?
We run business. We have businesses together.
And you have felony convictions on your record?
They were dismissed.
Your
I caught a charge before in the past. It's 2003, 2004.
You're a convicted felon, aren't you?
Correct.
All right. So my great concern is the warrant alleges that you were in possession of a firearm.
Understandable. That will all be discussed at trial.
And you are absolutely correct.
I deny all the charges. I do know that it is going to be hard.
That is your constitutional right.
I'm just asking that if we do get it, to be to no physical or whatever, no hurt and harm. I don't know the terminology, but I don't want to lose our businesses and go under it. Our kids.
Should have thought of that on that day of the incident.
Yes, ma'am.
The simple assault's going to be 1,500. The battery family violence is 3,500. This is a $5,000 surety bond. He's to have no further contact with Tiara McGee, no further contact with Marlon Green. And I really don't know who has custody of the children right now, whether it's a family member or whether they're with defects. But in the meantime, he cannot cohabitate with Miss McGee in the same home. So right now, if Miss McGee is in custody, I guess he can go home. But if she returns to the property, he needs to vacate and find another residence. Till this case is resolved, he's to have no contact with either one of them. No illegal drugs, no alcoholic beverages, and definitely no firearms. Any and all firearms must be surrendered to the police authorities within 48 hours of being released for complete destruction. Mr. Harris, you are a convicted felon. You're not allowed to touch or have any firearm anywhere within your possession, not even in your home. Good luck. Your next court date is March 12th.
Position 10, Judge.
Saeed Motahari is accused of battery family violence from February 25th, 2026, case 26CR 1354K. Mr. Motahari, you've been advised of your rights and your attorney is Mr. Tamani. Any priors?
Third, 2011 theft by taking first offender. 08 simple battery dismissed. That's it.
Thank you. Ms. Sandra Brooks?
Yes, Your Honor. 1 second. In this case, we are asking for a $2,000 surety bond, simply because he has been arrested for simple battery in the past, even though it was dismissed. We are asking for a stay away, no further contact with Ms. Gardy Fard, and then also stay away from the 365 Wembley Circle. Your Honor, we did speak to the victim, and she did let us know that she is recanting some of the statements that she stated in the original warrant. She did say that she was gonna be on the Zoom today. She does feel as though she is not in danger, but from our assessment, it may be inaccurate. In addition to that, she's asking that we drop the charges, but Your Honor, we are hoping that you stick with what we are asking.
Gardy Fard, F-A-R-D. If you're on Zoom and want to address the court, this is the time to do so.
Hello.
All right, Ms. Fard, if you would like to address the court, you need to start your video. All right, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, I do.
What's your full name?
Hazel Gadirifard.
How do you spell Gardy?
Ghadiri, F as a Frank, A-R-D.
F-A-R-D?
Yes.
And how do you know Mr. Motahari?
He's my fiance.
Fiance?
Yes.
All right. And who lives at the Wembley Circle in Sandy Springs?
We both live there.
All right. Who pays the rent?
He do.
Okay. What would you like to tell us?
Your Honor, I would like to make a statement for the record.
Sure.
There was a misunderstanding. He did not physically harm me, and I don't have any injuries caused by him. I do not believe he is in danger to me. I respectfully ask the court to please set a reasonable bond.
Mhm.
He has a stable address, and we will comply with all court's conditions. Then, Your Honor, I will also clearly state that I am
what?
100. I want to clearly state that I am 100% okay with him coming back home.
Mhm.
I fully support his release. I feel safe with him returning home, and I am not afraid. Also, if the court sets any bond amounts, I have cash available and I am fully prepared to pay his bond immediately. Thank you.
And do you recall making a statement to the police officer while in the hospital?
Yes, but I believe it was misunderstanding because I was very stressed, sleep deprived, and not feeling well, honestly.
Okay, then I'll let a jury decide that. Okay,
Okay.
Mr. Timani?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Motahari is 42 years old. He's been living in Atlanta for the past 20 years. He does live with his fiancee, Miss Fard. He told me that he owns the house where the alleged incident occurred, and that he is a self-employed and he does auto repair. Um, I believe the prior simple battery may have been a good bit of time ago. He told me his last arrest was 15 years ago. I don't have his criminal history, but we would ask Your Honor to take that into account. Judge, we would ask for either a signature bond in this case or a low bond, especially given the testimony from Ms. Fard and his lack of convictions.
All right, thank you. It's going to be a $5,000 signature bond, level 3, which means he reports to pretrial once a week. This monitoring will be for a period of 12 months. Doesn't mean the case is closed until 12 months. It simply means that the monitoring will be to 12 months. The case may remain open for longer than 12 months until the case goes to trial or there's some other way of fully adjudicating the case. Within 30 days, he will enroll in a domestic violence intervention program. This is a series of 24 weeks of classes, and Mr. Motahari will attend each class at his expense until the program is complete, and then he will submit his certificate of completion to the pretrial officer. He's not to consume any illegal drugs. He's not to consume any alcoholic beverages, and he will be subject to random screens. He's also not allowed to own or possess any firearms. Any firearms that are in the home shall be surrendered to the authorities for full destruction. He's to have no further violent contact with Miss Hazel Gardy Ford, which means that he can communicate and have contact with her as long as it's not physically and or verbally violent. If there are any future violent altercations and the police get involved, he will lose his signature bond and he'll be back in jail in a no bond status. He is not allowed to cohabitate with Ms. Fard. So either he can move out of the home and find an alternative residence, or Ms. Fard can vacate the residence. If Ms. Fard vacates the residence, he can move in. If Ms. Fard does not vacate the residence, then he would need to file a dispossessory action and have her vacated. But under no circumstances, while this case is open, is he allowed to share the same residence with Ms. Fard until this case is resolved. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is this Tommy Myers?
No, position 13.
Okay. Michael Salters is accused of criminal trespass on February 27th of this year, case number 26 CR 1361G. Mr. Salters, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is Mr. Tamani. Any priors?
7. He's on probation out of Rockdale County for DUI, and he is wanted out of Conyers, Georgia. That's all.
Any, Ms. Sandra Brooks?
Yes, Your Honor, based upon the fact that he is wanted in the facts as well, we are asking for $1,000 surety bond. Stay away from the Intunu recycling facility that is located at the 5225 Philip Lee Drive. Also, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Tamani?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Salters is 41 years old. He told me that he doesn't really have a stable address right now, but it's my understanding that that he was arrested trying to pick up his last check at this location. He was concerned about being able to get his check from this place, so we would ask Your Honor to grant him a one-time to go with a police escort to go get his final check at the location. But he said besides that, there shouldn't be any other issues with contact. The bond is currently set at $600 surety, Judge. We would either ask for a signature bond or for a low cash bond.
Right. It looks like he was trying to pick up his paycheck, but he's been repeatedly told not to come back in the property prior to that date. So apparently there is a big dispute about his paycheck. Not to return to the property unless he first was notified or received approval from the management. And was advised that his paycheck would be deposited into his account via direct deposit. Okay. On the criminal trespass, that's going to be a $50 cash bond to stay away from 5225 Philip Lee Drive in Southwest South Fulton, which is the Intonu recycling business. Mr. Salters, you decide if you go back to that property, just remember to bring cash with you when you come back to jail. All right? Apparently, the management says you're not allowed at the property and they will send you your paycheck via direct deposit. If you do not receive your paycheck from Intonu Recycling, your other option is to file a civil case against the company for your paycheck. But under no circumstances, while this case is open, are you allowed to return to the property. Once you post bond, you'll be picked up by the other jurisdiction that has an outstanding warrant on you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, why would I have to pay a trespass? I have the thing here.
I've just read you what the warrant says.
Oh
sir.
no, what I'm saying is how can I have a trespassing charge when I was never told not to return until the
I
day?
just read you the warrant, sir. I have probable cause for trespass.
Oh, okay.
And Judge, I don't mean to interrupt, but Mr. Salters, you were going to give me a number for your brother so I could call him about your bond. You didn't give me that number. I don't know if you have it.
I have it.
Okay. If you don't mind giving that to me so I can call him real quick once we get done with this.
Once Mr. Salters has it, he can give it to the deputy who will put it in the chat.
Okay.
I'd like
Thank
to
you, Judge.
address my next case. Thank you. Mr. Salters, your next court date is March 12th, pending your bond. And Mr. Tamani, please explain to the brother that he's got another hold. So it's not quite a complete release. Next case, deputy.
Position 14.
Okay. Tyrone Smith. Mr. Smith, you have a battery charge from February 26th of this year, case 26 CR 1364G. You've been advised of your rights and your attorney is Mr. Tamani. Any priors?
19. You got to open possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, a felony first offender, possession of marijuana, Theft by receiving. I got a 25 SC 003 327. Did you see the bench warrant?
Yes.
Okay, that's all.
Ms. Zandersburg?
Yes, Your Honor, 1 second. Your Honor, based upon the facts in this case and also the open case, we are asking for a $3,000 surety bond. Stay away and no further contact with Ms. Nortisa Woods. Stay away from Ms. Nortisa Woods' address. I was unable to get that address, Your Honor, so I do apologize. Also, we are asking for no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Okay. Nortisa Woods, if you're on Zoom and like to address the court? No? Okay. Mr. Tamani?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Smith is 52 years old. He's been living in Atlanta for the past 27 years. He does not have a stable address, but he does have some pretty serious health conditions. He does have seizures and he does have an autoimmune condition. And he's told me that he hasn't been receiving medication for his health conditions at the jail. He is on disability for these issues. Um, Judge, we would just be asking for a lower bond than 3,000 surety. He's concerned that he won't be able to make any sort of bond, so we would just ask for a lower one than that.
Bond is set at 1,000. It's a surety bond. No further contact with Nortisha Woods. Stay away from 4498 Washington Road in East Point, Georgia. And unfortunately, he's got a felony bench warrant under 25 SC 003322. So even if he poses bond, he still has the felony bench warrant to deal with. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. Thank you. Next court date is March 12th.
Position 11.
Come on.
Tommy Myers is accused of battery, family violence, and 2 counts of cruelty in the 3rd degree from February 26th of this year. Case 26 CR 1359F. Mr. Myers, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is going to be Mr. Tamani. Any priors?
That's first.
Ms.
First
Sanders?
arrest. Okay.
Okay. Ms. Sandersburg?
Yes, Your Honor, 1 second. Okay, Your Honor, based upon the facts here, we are asking for $1,000 for the battery, 1,000 for each of the child cruelty. In total, we are asking for a $3,000 surety bond. Stay away, no further contact with Ms. Dania Scott. Also, Your Honor, we're asking for a third-party transport for the children. Stay away from the address 913 Willingham Drive in Hateville, in Fulton County. Your Honor, we did speak to the victim. She did let us know that she agrees with what the warrant actually did say. She did say that the victim, not the victim, I'm sorry, the defendant did not actually choke her. He was just grabbing at her neck and at her face when she was trying to get away. The victim says that she does not want the defendant to be out on any type of signature, out on money, I don't know, but she is okay with a signature bond. However, the victim does say that she does not want, she doesn't really know how she feels about contact with her or the children. She does want a stay away at this point in time. I do believe that the victim is going to be on Zoom today, but she did advise us that she did not want to speak.
Okay. Mr. Tamani?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Myers is 29 years old. He's been living in Atlanta since he was a child. He's been working for the past 2.5 years as a manager at CNS Oyster Bar. He does have 2 children with the alleged victim, and it's my understanding that he owns the house that they live at with the children, and his mother also lives at this address. Um, we would just ask Your Honor given that this is his first arrest, we would ask for a lower bond than 3,000. That's what we're asking for, Judge. Thank you.
And Miss Sanderberg, they are married, right?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe they are currently separated.
So Mr. Myers doesn't own the house. They both own the house. It's called marital property. That's what it's called. On each count, on the battery family violence, that's going to be a $2,000 surety bond. On each count of the cruelty, that's going to be a $1,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 2. This is going to be a $5,000 split bond. Once he posts the $2,000 portion, he will then be on a signature bond status for the remainder, where he will report to pretrial twice a month. He's to have no further contact with Dania Scott. He's to have no further contact with the minors TM and AM until he gets a court-ordered parenting plan through either a divorce case or a separation case. In the alternative, they can exercise third-party parenting through a third party who will conduct the pickup and the drop-off, as well as the communication for the third-party parenting plan. So it's either through a divorce case, a separation case, or through a third party who will do the communication and the pickup and the drop-off. He's not to communicate with Ms. Scott, and he's definitely not to be in the same room with Ms. Scott. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Within 30 days of being released, he will enroll in a domestic violence intervention program, and he will complete all 24 weeks of classes at his expense. His pretrial monitoring will be for a duration of 12 months in order to complete his FBIP program. He's also required to stay away from 913 Willingham Drive in Hapeville, Georgia. He's allowed a one-time visit to that location with a police officer. And at that visit, he can retrieve his personal belongings. That visit cannot exceed 1 hour. Within 30 days of being released, he will then update the court with his alternative mailing and residential address, since he won't be living in Willingham until further order of the court. And like I said, no illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. Thank you. Next case.
That's all. What was the bond again?
2,000 surety on battery family violence, 1,500 on each count of cruelty, and that's a signature bond through pretrial level 2.
Okay, thank you.
Next case, please.
All right, I have William Woodruff, Wolford.
Wolford. Okay, this was from, let me just ask you about Christopher Bullock. What's happening there?
We went out there earlier to pull him for court, and he refused court. He did not want to come down. He did not want to talk to an attorney.
Okay. How many times has he been reset?
It'll be his first time.
First time? Okay. We're going to reset him to Monday, which is March 2nd at 2 p.m. Has any of the PDs communicated with him?
I have not, Judge.
All right. If any of the PDs communicate with him and you all get a waiver, we can consider putting him on the earliest SAP calendar. Okay? All right. Refuse to communicate. And all right, Mr. Wolford was on our calendar yesterday, and he received a bond of 3,000. Excuse me, he received a 1,000. He was charged with stalking and harassing communication. He received a $2,500 surety bond, and his signature bond in a prior misdemeanor case, 24 CR 007-039B, which was a $3,000 signature bond that has been surrendered. Both cases involve the same alleged victim, same alleged address. Okay, so Mr. Timani, why, maybe Mr. Wofford, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court Your statements can and will be used against you. Your attorney yesterday, I believe, was Miss Kim, but I don't know why we are addressing this case again today, but let's see.
Judge,
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of turn. It was my understanding when I reviewed the pull sheets today that he may be on the calendar. So I apologize for the misunderstanding, and I apologize to the jail. But that was my understanding. So I did reach out to the attorney who's handling the open case that's before Judge Porter to let her know that he's incarcerated. But if bond has been addressed on this matter, then I don't believe it needs to be heard today.
Okay. Miss Ketty Warford, do you have something to add?
Yes, ma'am. I was just wanting to know if it's possible for it to be amended.
It is possible, but the problem we have is that he has two open cases, and the new case establishes that he violated the bond order in the older case. So it doesn't look good at the present time.
Okay. And so what happens next, Your Honor?
He's going to have a court date on March 12th at 9 a.m. and it'll also be virtual. Please contact the clerk's office to get a Zoom link. At that time, the prosecution may curate a plea offer for the public defense attorney and him to consider. Otherwise, both cases will proceed to trial.
And when I contact the clerk office, will they be able to send me the Zoom link
Oh
information?
yeah, you just need to have his case number, 26 CR 001 345B.
Okay.
And you might also want to contact the prosecutor's victim advocate office. This is the Solicitor General of Fulton County. You want to okay, then you might want to reach out to them and see if the prosecuting attorney over this case would discuss any possible resolutions with you.
Do you know who the attorney is, Your Honor?
Right now, it's Miss Donita Morris, but she wasn't the prosecuting attorney yesterday. Yesterday, Ms. Xander Brooks, it was you and who was the other counsel?
Well, what will happen is when this case gets assigned to a judge, that goes to the trial line attorney.
I know, but in the meantime, it's not going to be sent to, it's already been assigned to a division judge. But can she speak to someone before SAP?
Before SAP, during SAP. Yeah, so the person who will be handling SAP, she can speak to them. This is the defendant's mother?
All right, I'll just make it easier. Ms. Wofford, ask for Lamar Rhodes.
Lamar Rhodes, R-O-S-C?
R-H-O-D-E-S, like Rhodes Scholar. Okay?
Okay.
Best of luck. Okay.
Thank you.
Going down the calendar, position 1 Barnes was $1,000 surety. Next court date's March 12th. Position 2 Beal is a $1,500 surety bond, March 12th. Position 3 is a $8,000 surety bond, March 12th. Position 4 Bullock is further notice to March 2nd at 2 p.m. 5 Dallas is a 2,000 signature bond, level 1. 6 is a $35 cash bond, March 12th. 7 Harris is a $5,000 surety bond, March 12th. Position 8 Johnson is a 2,500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. 9 Kemp is a 5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. 10 Motahari is a 5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 3. 11 Myers is a 5,000 split bond, reset March 12th. 12 Phillips is a $2,500 surety bond, March 12th. 13 Salters is a $50 cash bond, March 12th. 14 Smith is a $1,000 surety bond, March 12th. Snulligan is a $35 cash bond, March 12th. 16 Stone is a 1,500 signature bond through pretrial. What did I say? Level 1? Yes. Okay, then our add-on calendar. Hoskins is a 2,000 surety, March 12th. Did we do position 1 on the add-on calendar?
It was my understanding that was a medical reset, but that's what was.
Okay. So position 1's a medical reset.
That's my
Position-
understanding from the jail. I defer to other parties. That's what.
I mean, I'm just looking at my checklist. Hoskins, position 2 is a 2,000 surety, March 12th. Position 3 is a 5,500 surety, March 12th. Position 4, Somerville, is a $100 cash bond, March 12th. Position 5, Williams, is a 10,000 signature bond to pretrial, level 2. And then we had a Cassandra Jenkins, whose case was NOD. And I guess position 1 is going to be further notice to Monday. Correct? Any changes? Mr. Jordan?
Nothing from me, Judge.
All right. Do you recall I appointed Mr. Gay to Ms. McLeod?
Okay, I'll let her know.
Okay. All right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Remember, the Parade of Planets is 1 hour after sunset.
Hmm.
If any of you are science fi geeks, that's what you'll see in the skies tonight. Take care. Bye-bye.